poem has no title. I can use my time in the sun to talk about shadows, loves I've lost who linger like ghosts at the gallows, mistakes I've made and the tragedies that came. But in the end, no matter who, we are all the same in our base, in our core, in our want to do more. How we all support the cause and how we go. Very right back. How we support the cause to end all wars until we find out it's our time to do our share of chores. Then it's okay, tomorrow I'll start on it for sure. I can stand up here and vaguely suggest that the abuse around the world is at fault for the pain in my chest. I can speed up my reading so that you all know the passion within me just has to flow, has to go, because I'm bursting at the seams from every injustice, imbalance, and lost dream. I can pretend for a second that my words carry weight and that if I continue to plead, I can change fate, when the reality is, this is a place better suited for style and grace, laughter and rhyme instead of anxiety and haste. I can grab a mic and start yelling my rant how every life is valuable from giants to ants, that we are all children of our mother named Earth, that our struggles through life are what gives it worth. I can stand in the sun and refuse any glasses as a blind call to action, lights that unify the masses, that we should abstain from privilege and full moons, especially the silver kind that come in the shape of a spoon, that maybe the words I weave can be like a web and catch bloodthirsty ideas before they spread. I can even come unprepared and pull things out my ass about fences, perspectives, and the variable greenness of grass, mumble and grumble about things like race and gender and how the country really should resemble a blender. But if you blend too fast, then you'll lose all the taste in this melting pot of cultures, well, it becomes a waste. Hey, listen to me. I've known hardships since the age of 3. Or was I 13? Yeah, that seems right. I even recall the very night. I was 23 years old when I lost sight of the road sans a compass, hope. All that I had left was a length of rope. I thought, how should I put this to use? And that's when I Googled how to tie a noose. I can do all these things, of that there's no doubt. I just prefer laughter to hearing people shout. And yes, please, call me a hypocrite or worse. Call me the poet who relies on rhyming every verse. But as I stand in the sun, I'd like to share the warmth, make it known. I don't care what colors you've worn, how many tendons you've torn, what leaders you scorn, because the last time I checked, the weather was fine. It's okay to be decent, not all is divine. And I'll hide meaning in every line like the grapes of wrath being used to make venomous wine. And when push comes to shove, you'll find me in the middle with a hand on your chest asking, hey, do you like riddles? Because if force equals mass times acceleration, then why are you trying to pump the brakes of my generation? I hear all your worries, but when I use a strainer and remove all the filler, you sound like a first world complainer, and it couldn't be plainer than a liar on retainer. She was only 14, so how could we blame her? Well, we could ground her, yes. A day for every inch of her dress that came short of her knees and exposed how they bleed when the universe broke her and forced her to plead, pretty fucking please. I'll do anything you ask, just make my life a breeze. Let me be reborn with the strength of the trees. I'll stand in the sun and create oxygen we can all breathe. Because I think it's time we all wake up from our dreams and try to remember what it's like to be free. Not the kind of freedom that you bought with foreign blood or the kind that comes after a biblical flood, but the kind which we had before birth, before we ever made a mess of this spaceship named Earth. That kind we may know when we finally die and realize we wasted so much time learning to fly, that we knew all along to be true in our hearts, the very first truth that we've known from the start. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't really mind. I just appreciate that you've given me time to be lost in the woods without a path in sight. You waited while I crawled through the thickets of night. And now that I've finally emerged back in the light, I won't worry about turning my wrongs into rights. Instead, we'll look forward to humanity's coming of age. This is only the second act, my friend. Please keep turning the page, and we'll give them a show worthy of this beautiful stage. Thank you.